welcome back to another video on my channel, Ever Changing Ocean. It's been a hot second since I've posted. My tripod is kind of permanently skewed, I think, so I have this like downward angle happening right now. That's just how it's gonna be. I have a script right here, so if you see me referencing it, just like don't think anything weird about it. A couple days ago, I attended my very first open casting call for modeling for Mother Model Agency, the agency responsible for discovering talent such as Ashton Kutcher, Carly Kloss, and Alana Arrington. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience of my very first open call casting for modeling, what you can expect walking in, and what I would have done differently knowing what I know now. So just like all of you watching this video, before I attended the casting call, I wanted to do as much preparation as I possibly could to prepare myself so I could present my best self forward. Because I know that when you are prepared and practiced, you are better able to present your best self forward. You can be more comfortable, more confident. You need not be as stressed or nervous or worried about encountering something unexpected. The very first step, which is something that you are already taking by watching this video, is to do your research. Whatever agency it is that you are casting for, learn at least a little about it. When did it start? Who's in charge of it? What are some of these success stories to come out of the agency? Most importantly, for your own safety, honestly, this is like the very first thing that you should do. Look into and make sure that the agency is legitimate. If an agency is requiring you to pay money up front for a casting or to sign with them, that is a scam. Once they have your money, you will not be hearing from those people. Never ever believe a quote-unquote agency that is asking you for money up front to pay a sum of money. Also, be aware that there are a lot of shady people out there in the world who want to try and abuse the modeling industry and will try to con aspiring models into... Hello everybody, it is Editing Natasha here. I have seen on YouTube that people have been getting demonetized for using triggering words, so I just want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Let's be YouTube friendly and try not to get our videos demonetized before they're even monetized. So I'm going to explain what I was trying to say. The terrible people will try to manipulate aspiring models and trap them into a system in which they are exploiting their bodies and they are being held against their will. It is a common method that is used by dishonest, terrible people. Whether or not you are male or female or anything in between, this is something very serious that I think is important that everyone who is interested in modeling be aware of. So perform due diligence and make certain that the casting is for a reputable agency. Mother Model Management, the agency which I attended the casting for, is run by Mary and Jeff Clark. Located in St. Louis, Missouri, this husband-wife duo have been discovering talents for over 2 decades and have had over 50 models and counting walk the top runways in New York, London, Milan, and Paris. Before attending the casting, I visited the agency's official website, official Instagram, their official YouTube channel, to get a feel for the agency and the people running it, because if selected, these people are going to be your new bosses. These are the people you're going to be working with and associating yourself with, and you want to be sure that the vibes are good and that what you are seeing aligns with what you want for yourself. So as much as the agency is going to be looking at you, you also want to be looking at the agency, because you have morals and standards for yourself, and you want to be sure that you're working with good people who don't just see you as dollar signs. If you are interested in Mother Model Management, I can say that after attending the casting, I would sign with that agency with full faith in Mary and Jeff's intentions. They both give off very pure and loving, genuine energies, but we can get more into that later. My dog is snoring. I thought it was a fly at first. I'm like, where is it? Get it away from me. So just because an open casting is called open call casting does not mean that a pre-registration is not required. I found out about the opportunity for this particular casting call 1 week before the event through an Instagram post. I wasn't following the agency, but I think just having tagged that I'm from the Midwest and using modeling hashtags for a lot of my posts enabled the algorithm to bring that ad onto my feed. So definitely be using Instagram as more than just a fun social media tool, but be savvy about how you're using the app and what you're tagging, what you're posting, so that opportunities can be presented to you on your feed. Let the algorithm work for you. In order to pre-register, the instructions were written in the caption of the post. You had to text open call to a given number and then follow the instructions that were texted to you to complete the open call form. So all of that was pretty much the before stuff that you've probably already done at this point if you're watching this video, but it is information that I feel like is important, and I still wanted to at least provide it to you guys if you're attending an open call casting. But anyways, now that we got that taken care of, we can get to what you're really here for. When you go into a casting, you really want to be presenting your best self forward, but you also want to show up as a blank canvas. This is why it is very common for models to wear, and I would recommend for your casting, an all-black figure flattering ensemble. Black skinny jeans and a form-fitting top with simple high heels in either black, gray, or nude. You don't want your high heels to be too stubby, so get comfortable walking in a pair of 3 to 4 inch heels. Now, there were people at the casting who weren't in heels, and I was one of them, but that is something that I would change knowing what I know now, because I had done my research before going to the casting, and I read somewhere that, you know, you could wear your tennis shoes, bring a pair of high heels, and you can change into them when you need to. Well, that's not what I would recommend to you guys. I would say, sure, you can have your tennis shoes or whatever in your car for a quick change out, a quick change once everything is all finished and done with. But when you walk into those doors, you need to be ready to have your digitals taken. Because as soon as I walked into the location for the casting, the line was right there. And from the line, you go straight through and you go and have your digitals taken. So as soon as you get there, you need to be prepared and ready to be at your best. I would wear the heels there. I would be wearing the heels, ready for my digitals, because, you know, that's like the best presentation for your look. And those beginning photos are all that the agents have to go off of. Now, I'm not going to say that's the case for every single casting, but for Mother Model Management with this particular casting, those digitals are basically it. They're looking at the 3 photos that they took from the digitals from you walking in, and they're also checking out your social media. So that's all they have to go off of. So you definitely want to be putting your best self forward right from the get-go. And you also want to be utilizing your social media in a way that if that's your #1 priority and you really, really want to get into high fashion and that's like your #1 thing, you really need to be presenting your social media in a way that reflects that. So not what I'm doing. I'm well aware that I'm more interested in influencer modeling, and that's more what I'm presenting. High fashion, that's an opportunity to be paid to do what I love, but that isn't my sole target. That's not the only thing that I want to do. Of course, if an opportunity arises or something happens and I get a chance to model for this or model for that or walk the runway for this or that, that would be amazing. I would probably take it, but that's not like my, why would I say probably? You know, I would take it. I definitely would take it, because that was more a dream of mine when I was younger. So at this age, as I've progressed in life, you know, walking a runway isn't like my #1 ambition, but it would definitely be a cool opportunity. And I still want to be paid to do what I love, but that's not the way I'm necessarily utilizing my Instagram for. However, if that is your main goal, you should be utilizing your Instagram for that. And they said that they're really looking for your Instagram to really just show who you are, your true self. They're not looking for you trying to be a model. They're looking for you to just be yourself. In other castings, they might ask you to walk for them or to change into a swimsuit so they can have a better view of your body. But that didn't happen for this casting at all. You just have your digitals taken by Jeff Clark, by the way, which I did not realize that was him when he was taking my photo. I just thought that he was a photographer. I didn't realize that he was, like, you know, one of the people responsible for the company. So that was just kind of funny. Like, I realized it later as the event continued, but yeah, at the time I didn't actually know that that's who was taking my photo. However, I can say that being in this photographer's presence before me realizing that it was Jeff Clark, I felt very comfortable. He has a very pure vibe. There's nothing, I felt very comfortable immediately upon like seeing this person taking my picture. I still might have looked like a psychopath in one of the photos because that happens sometimes. I'm not the most experienced at having other people take my photos. Nothing on his end, that would just be my problem. He was absolutely just a little angel, and just his vibe. Like, I didn't even really talk to him. He said hello, I said hi, he took my photo. That was really it with the interaction, but it was very good vibes all around. I felt very comfortable. So the next bit of advice I can give, and this probably goes without saying, but be there on time. If you are anything like me and you are habitually late to most things, I plan to leave a half hour early so I could have plenty of time to find where I was going, because I had to go to a different town. I had to drive to a different town. I had to go to a location I'd never been to. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave half an hour early. I'm gonna give myself plenty of time to find where I'm going, you know. What ended up happening was I left like exactly at the time I needed to be there, about 3 minutes late. So I sped the whole way there, and I ended up arriving with 5 minutes time to find out where I was going, and it all worked out. This very nice tall girl told me to, like, oh, you're looking for the casting, it's over there. So that was really nice, and yeah, it all worked out. But you want to eliminate as much stress for yourself as you possibly can on the day of, so be sure to keep an eye on the time. One of the easiest ways for casting agents to turn down a model, to turn down an aspiring model, is if they show up late. So do everything within your power to prepare the night before, like have your outfit picked out and ready, have your car filled up with gas, anything you can to eliminate any stress the day of. Another thing, before you walk in, silence your cell phone. This wasn't like too big of a deal or anything, like it was a very casual, laid back event. I'm sure there are other castings that are much more structured and rigorous. So definitely be sure to silence your cell phone before you go in. My phone started ringing at one point. I had to make it stop, and like I just like put it on silent after that. So really wasn't a big deal, but that's something that I would change next time if I went in again, to, like, you know, show some respect. It has honestly been so long since I've been to any sort of event in which I've needed to silence my cell phone. But after your digitals are taken, you just go walk over to the seats and you sit down, and then they have their Model U seminar. And I'm not going to share very much about that, because if you go to the event, you're going to hear what all of that is about. I can say that if you are someone who is very thorough with your researching, you're probably not going to learn anything new from the Model U seminar, but it is nothing but inspiring. Mary Clark is super encouraging throughout the entire seminar for each and every person attending these castings. You can really tell that she wants to help aspiring models and people interested in fashion pursue their dreams and reach their goals. For me, it was one of the coolest things I've ever attended, I'm not gonna lie. Just hearing someone be so encouraging about, you know, this career path and this industry that not a lot of people get encouraged to go into and get encouraged to pursue. It was awesome. Further advice I can give for eliminating stress and what worked for me is I kept repeating to myself that anything that is meant for you is already yours. It's kind of like like a spiritual practice, I guess, or like a spiritual mindset, I suppose. But if being selected by Mother Model Management is meant for me in my lifetime, then it's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen, then it's just not meant for me. And that doesn't mean that I can't still pursue my dreams or be paid to do what I love. That's something that Mary Clark also talked about, and I wholeheartedly agree. You don't need to get a yes from a modeling agency to pursue modeling or fashion and have a successful career and get paid to do what you love. You know, starting an Instagram is free, starting a YouTube is free, starting a TikTok is free. People get recognized and selected through so many different means. You do not have to wait to start pursuing what you love. And I think that's the greatest takeaway. So if you are an aspiring model out there, I just want to say good luck to you. I hope you reach all of your dreams and more. Subscribe for more modeling inspired content from me. I have some big things in the works, so I'm super excited for the future of this channel. Thanks so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you in any way. Hopefully I will be seeing you all in my next video. Till next time. Bye. Be responsible for... Can you hear that disco jam happening? Mary Clark is I can say that it